outlook.
Welcome to Weather Center Live on a Monday afternoon. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. Today, our big weather stories: Winter Storm Delphi, another quick-moving system, and it's putting down some heavy snow into the northern plains and Midwest.
Yeah, take a look outside. Here we are, Sioux City, Iowa. Hello, 33 degrees. We've got light snow. And we've had freezing drizzle also reported earlier today, and travel has been slow and extremely difficult. Most people are staying off the roads here on I-29. A tow ban is in effect in western Iowa. That means that Iowa State Patrol does not allow any roadside assistance companies to perform tows if you happen to get stuck.
All right, so then maybe that's some extra reasoning to not get out there.
Just not get out there.
Hey, it started snowing this morning in Minneapolis. More is expected. These are some of the snowy pictures from around town that were posted on Instagram. We had a burst of moderate to heavy snow that moved into the Twin Cities early this morning, and that dumped 1 to 3 inches on parts of the metro.
And there's plenty more coming up tonight. You know, at this hour, there are winter storm warnings in 4 different states. Nearly 9 million Americans are under a warning or a winter weather advisory. So, Winter Storm Delphi is not going to be a long-lived system, but we anticipate more travel problems with more heavy snow. This time it's not going to be ice, it's going to be snow.
Yeah, so we want to get more on this winter storm from our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, joining us from the lab.
Alex, Dave, yes, this storm is our 4th named storm of the season. We're a bit ahead of schedule compared to the last 3 years with named storms. And this storm is packing a little bit of a wallop as far as winter weather is concerned. It's those slippery roadways we really have to consider. Take a look at our water vapor imagery. It gives you an idea where the lift is going on in the atmosphere. And right now I'm circling this area right here. There's a really strong jet max that is coming up, an area of stronger winds higher up in the atmosphere. And at the left front edge of this jet max, in that area right there, is typically where we see the lift in the atmosphere, which eventually produces a precipitation. The visible imagery right here also shows this circulation. What I like about visible imagery this time of the day as the sun is going down, you can actually get a 3D effect to the clouds here as they produce some shadowing on the clouds below them. It gives you an idea to the depth of the clouds in this part of the atmosphere and why it is snowing so heavily in these areas. So let's move forward and take a look at our radar right now. And the radar really tells an interesting story. We can see what we refer to as a dry slot in here. It's what it says. That's an area with no precipitation, but there is a huge conveyor belt of moisture coming up from the warm air back into the cold air across southwestern Minnesota, parts of eastern Iowa and eastern South Dakota, and that is where the heavy snow is occurring now. I'm going to circle this area right here. Let me see if I can change that color to a red here and put that on. That area right there around Sioux Falls is where we actually are going to go next, and this is pretty interesting. You can take a look at the roadway here. You can see the bridge here. That's an elevated highway, and in this bridge highway we actually have a surface sensor, a road sensor that takes the road conditions, the temperature of the road surface itself, and it's just fascinating to take a look at this. So here we are at Beaver Creek, Minnesota. The air temperature right now is 29 degrees. The road temperature before we get to the bridge is at 31.5 degrees, and on the bridge itself, where we're cooling from both the top and the bottom of the bridge, the temperature is just a little bit colder. This is an excellent example of why bridges and overpasses will freeze up a little earlier here. The cooler temperatures there because of the way that they release heat on both sides of that elevated highway. Be careful because you can see those road covered conditions there now. We run our computer model forward in time here, and as we do, we'll see this big band of precipitation right here that moves across Minneapolis during the rush hour into the latter part of the rush hour. It's out of Des Moines by this evening, and as we go overnight tonight, this system continues to circulate and it pushes the drier air in through Minneapolis so that before rush hour tomorrow, got a good feeling here that we should be out most of the heavier snow. On the backside of the system, especially across the open areas of South Dakota, combination of wind and snow is still going to make for some rough travel conditions. As we run through the day into the latter part of Tuesday morning, the system begins to weaken a bit. Still a little snow on the northern flank of the system here. A couple of more inches likely during the day. Total snowfall yet from the system. You can see this broad swath here of 8 to 12 inches where you're getting this huge feed of moisture coming up from the warmer air into the colder air. In Minneapolis, the snow tomorrow is going to continue. We'll have a few snow showers on Wednesday. It's going to be a cold day there. And gradually here, guys, as we get to the weekend, we're going to begin to see those temperatures warm up. It's going to take a little while there, but I promise you, you will get there by next week. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Tom. Let's get a little bit more specific with some of the cities. I know Tom mentioned some of the overall timing impacts. Here's a close look at Omaha. Notice you've got the snow through the afternoon. Even that drive home, some of those snow showers. By the time we get to, say, your bedtime, 10, 11 o'clock for many people, the snow begins to taper off in Omaha. Notice through the overnight, though, just off to the north, we'll keep the snow showers lingering into Tuesday morning. Minneapolis, you've got snow showers and also a little bit of that wintry mix at times through the remainder of today. Even overnight, we could see some bursts of heavier snow, but generally as you wake up and head towards the lunchtime hour, it's light snow falling around Minneapolis. We've got snow around the city at 3 o'clock. May see some breaks from time to time, though, during the day on Tuesday, early part around Minneapolis. In Des Moines, rain showers at 3 o'clock, but notice as we move forward in time, you get that rain-snow mix. Finally, by late evening, a little bit of snow. Then off towards the north, the snow will continue as we get into Tuesday morning, Dave.
So we're talking about Winter Storm Delphi, but some states are still not done with the impacts from our last storm, Winter Storm Kara. Now, western Oklahoma was dealt a devastating ice storm. More than 60,000 customers are still without power, but that's down from 150,000. And the warm side of Kara dumped extremely heavy rains on North Texas. Now, since Thanksgiving, McKinney received 10.5 inches of rain. 8 inches of rain fell at DFW Airport in Dallas, and some of the flooding is still receding today. Watch it on the Red River, for example, heading into Louisiana. Well, more winter weather over the weekend made for a cold Sunday night football game. It was snowing all during the game in Denver. The Broncos gave the Patriots their first loss of the season. The snow made the field slippery, temperatures in the 20s, with wind chills in the teens.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead, big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I looked at my options. Then I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, it helps pick up some of what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs.
To me, relationships matter. I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with them.
With these types of plans, you'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So don't wait. Call now and request this free decision guide to help you better understand Medicare and which AARP Medicare supplement plan might be best for you. There's a wide range to choose from.
We love to travel, and there's so much more to see. So we found a plan that can travel with us anywhere in the country.
Join the millions of people who have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP, an organization serving the needs of people 50 and over for generations. Remember, all Medicare supplement insurance plans help cover what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide and learn more about the kinds of plans that will be here for you now and down the road.
I have a lifetime of experience, so I know how important that is.
Tonight, the Weather Channel drops you into a new season of nature's worst-case scenarios and asks, so you think you'd survive?
It's coming toward us.
The hit original series is back to put your survival skills to the test.
Could be the last mistake you make.
Oh my God! So You Think You'd Survive, all new tonight at 10, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 71. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 81. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds. Low 72. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Before there could be a nation, there had to be people willing to fight for it, to take on the world's greatest challenges, whatever they might be. So the U.S. Army masters not only tactics and strategy, but also physics and chemistry. We make battle plans and create breakthroughs in medicine, science, and engineering. Our next mission could be anything, so we prepare for everything.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Cracking and crunching in western Oklahoma, the legacy of our last winter storm, Cara, will certainly be the thick ice it left behind. Cities in the western half of the state, they're still thawing out. Thick ice brought down power lines and trees. Take a look. Yep, that is the problem with that heavy ice. There is widespread damage in Oklahoma, and a few counties and schools were closed today, so students actually got an extended holiday break. And that was only some of the wild weather that we saw this weekend.
But it's 39 right now, and a little sunshine in Oklahoma City, so we are recovering. Now, if you happen to be one of the millions of Americans traveling or shopping, well, meteorologist Reynolds Wolf gets you caught up on what you missed over the weekend.
6 to 10 inches of rain fell across North Texas, enough to make it the rainiest year on record in Dallas. One man killed in Garland, Texas, when floodwaters swept his car away. Another pulled to safety. Police tell us he moved a barricade and drove into high water.
You guys all right?
Ice-coated highways from the Texas Panhandle all the way into Kansas. Police report more than 100 accidents due to slick conditions. Freezing rain left a thick slab of ice on this driveway in Woodward, Oklahoma. And in El Reno, Oklahoma, a tree hung heavy with ice toppled over and crushed this car. Near Amarillo, Texas, a big rig slid off Interstate 40, crossed an access road, and barreled into an Outback Steakhouse. The truck driver and a passenger went to the hospital.
Guys, it's raining so hard right now, they could have a perfectly dry ball when it's snapped and have it be soaking wet by the time it gets to the quarterback.
A driving rain with a wind chill in the 20s made for a miserable Baylor-TCU football game. And airports across the country jammed Sunday as an estimated 3 million holiday flyers scrambled to get home on one of the busiest travel days of the year.
3 hours early just to make sure that we don't want to miss our flight. I'd rather just take my time and not stress out.
For the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And that same weather system that provided the ice and rain over the weekend is causing rain and fog. This is Charlotte, North Carolina, or at least that's what they tell me, because the visibility is so poor. Now, there's a front south of Charlotte. Charlotte's in the cool air and the rainy air north of the front. Atlanta, 71 degrees with breaks in the clouds. Another warm day. A little ridge of high pressure sits right in here. But we've got the rain moving across Tennessee into North Carolina. Flood watches are in effect. You can see the rain extends all the way up to Washington, D.C. today. Cool and rainy is the story, but fortunately, we're safely above the freezing mark. So this is not freezing on the way down or on the surface. Just plain old cool rain. Temperatures in the 50s in Huntsville, mid to upper 60s in Birmingham. Same story for you in Montgomery. So south of this front, it's nice and warm. North of the front, it's nice and cool. And along the front, it's cool and wet. Flood watches are in effect now to include the Atlanta metropolitan area. So the front is going to move northward tomorrow. So in Charlotte, you're going to warm up. And the cold front coming in from the west, attached to what is Winter Storm Delphi today, that's all going to move east and transfer a lot of moisture and some instability further east too. So here we go, my friend. Tomorrow, it's green on the map. We've got sunshine in Cleveland right now. Expect rain after midnight tonight and tomorrow. Rain moves into the East Coast states tomorrow night and Wednesday. It's going to hang around here for a while, so we're going to get wet, but not white and not icy. And the same forecast is for you guys. Atlanta, you've gotten off pretty easy the last week, but now you're going to get into some wet weather. Same thing for you guys in Birmingham, over to Meridian and Monroe, Louisiana, and that will head toward Norfolk, Augusta, and Montgomery on Wednesday as the warm side of this system heads toward the East Coast. Once again, some of the rain will be heavy, especially here in the mountains. That's why we have those flood watches in effect. Well, coming up next here in the Weather Channel, one of the weather impacts that tells us, well, global warming's going on, and we've got proof.
This is Bob. Bob's on a first date, so he's not thinking about where to buy his next set of tires. But if he were, all he'd need to know is TireRack.com. He could visit TireRack.com to find the full line of Pirelli tires, developed to enhance his driving experience. Pirelli, power is nothing without control. But Bob's not thinking about tires. Bob's thinking, should I tell her about that thing in her teeth? TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
Don't miss Olive Garden's new flavor-filled pastas with ravioli so nice we filled them twice, like indulgent lobster ravioli, freshly filled with lobster and cheese in a lobster Alfredo sauce with sautéed jumbo shrimp, or chicken marsala ravioli, a new twist on an old favorite, bursting with roasted chicken and Italian cheeses, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks. Enjoy double the deliciousness. New flavor-filled pastas for a limited time at Olive Garden. We're all family here. Now get a $10 bonus for every $50 you spend on gift cards.
Are you missing out on life because you're putting off neck or back surgery? Call Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery, to learn how a less than 1-inch incision can have you up and walking within a few hours of surgery, free from chronic back pain, and with no hospital stay and no lengthy recovery. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, bulging or herniated disc, sciatica, or other chronic conditions, call today for your MRI review.
When you're in that much pain and you live on painkillers, you really don't have quality of life. I feel like Laser Spine Institute was an answer to prayer. It's just the heavens had opened up, and it was like, I can live again.
If you've been told you might need neck or back surgery, call 1-855-401-BACK for your MRI review.
Laser Spine Institute, a less than 1-inch incision, a lifetime of standing tall.
Tonight, the Weather Channel drops you into a new season of nature's worst-case scenarios and asks, so you think you'd survive?
It's coming toward us.
The hit original series is back to put your survival skills to the test.
Could be the last mistake you make.
Oh my God! So you think you'd survive? All new tonight at 10.
Dear Grandma, dear Grandma, dear Grandma, thank you so much for my stuffy. I love my stuffy. The best present ever. So cuddly, like a pillow. Did you know stuffies have 7 secret pockets? Super secret pockets for hiding treasures.
And now you can get them for half price when you go to Stuffies.com.
And my stuffy even came with a storybook. I can't wait for you to read me the story, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma. I love my stuffy. You rock, Grandma.
During this holiday savings event, surprise your grandchild with a Stuffy. Kids love these plush animals with pockets. Adults love the fun storybooks that teach important values. And this holiday season, you can get them for half price. Plus 2 free gifts, a free storybook, and super secret surprise. To save, you can go to Stuffies.com.
Thank you, Grandma. That's StuffIES.com.
Must be 18 years or older to order online.
20.
geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 71, winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 81, winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds, low 72, winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Today is the last day of November, and as we close out the month, we can't help but remember how warm it's been across much of the country. A few weeks ago, we had 70s as far north as Minnesota and Maine.
The month of December looks to be warmer than normal as well, and that's no coincidence. There are signs of El Nino at work here. Storm specialist Carl Parker takes you through the month with what you can expect.
We are finally beginning to see signs of El Nino in the atmosphere. It's been in the ocean, of course, for a very long time now, but it's beginning to really show up, we think, in the atmosphere through the course of the next few weeks. So El Nino, if you don't know, is an abnormal warming of the equatorial waters of the central and eastern Pacific. There's a tremendous release of energy involved, and oftentimes when you've got a strong El Nino, this is the way that it affects the circulation patterns across North America. It doesn't always work out that way, and every El Nino is different, but there's a good chance that we'll see something like this for a lot of this winter. So you tend to find warmer than average conditions across the central part of North America with sinking air, drier than average conditions, and also a very active subtropical jet stream with wetter than average conditions and cooler temperatures by extension. And when we look at the forecast over the next few weeks, we're starting to see signs of that. You notice here this very warm mid-level ridge. We're looking at mid-level temperatures relative to average, and we see this pronounced ridge in the atmosphere in the mid-levels, and that continues into the second week of December as well. Now, WSI's Dr. Michael Ventris is an expert on global circulation patterns, and he says that this is one of the strongest El Nino-like patterns that he has ever seen. And so what this implies is you're going to have a gradual warming of the atmosphere starting in the mid-levels and then working its way down to the surface, and a more active subtropical jet stream, and generally more weather coming into the west coast, which of course is what we've been hoping for a while. So all of this fits in very nicely with the forecast for December from the Climate Prediction Center. It looks like it will indeed be warmer than average across a lot of the northern tier and slightly below average there across the southern tier, and generally wetter than average. So looks like El Nino is finally now showing up in the atmosphere. Back to you.
Thanks, Carl. Well, at the same time we're forecasting a warmer than average December, world leaders are in Paris to discuss a warming planet.
Global temperatures are top of the list at the International Climate Change Summit. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is in Paris with the goals and the plan to get there.
COP21 is underway. The massive UN climate conference is the largest diplomatic gathering in France in almost 70 years. About 150 heads of state are expected here. And this morning, President Obama told the conference that we are the first generation to feel the effects of climate change and the last that can do something about it. The goal of this conference to get 195 countries to agree on a deal that would curb carbon emissions and help reduce global warming. Scientists estimate that the world's average temperature has risen by about 1.7 degrees since 1880. That might not sound like a lot, but it makes a huge difference, especially in places like the Arctic. Now, there have been two previous attempts to try to reach such a deal, in Kyoto in 1997 and Copenhagen back in 2009. Both attempts failed. World leaders agree that something needs to be done, but the question is exactly what to do. Now, there are major disagreements between developing countries and developed countries. Any deal would have to pass by unanimous consent. Now, this conference is set to last for 12 days, and President Francois Hollande told the conference this morning, "On your shoulders rest all the hopes of humanity." Back to you.
Well, back in this country, we are continuing to keep you updated on our current winter storm, Delphi. 6 to 12 inches of snow expected from this one.
Yeah, we're coming right back to show you where all that snow will fall and for how long. And as we go to break, take a look at some of the snow still falling. This video from Omaha earlier today, a beautiful Christmassy scene. One more video. Check out the big flakes falling in Lincoln, Nebraska.
If my hands are dried and cracked, I can't do my job efficiently.
My hands are dry from washing my hands lots of times a day.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands.
O'Keefe's works.
I saw it working for my husband, and I knew I had to try it.
Learn more at O'Keefe'sCompany.com.
O'Keefe's. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands and feet.
Nothing captures a perfect moment like a photo. This holiday season, share your favorites with holiday photo cards from Vistaprint. Find a design you love from traditional to trendy in our new 2015 collection. Upload your favorite photos, then tie it all together with a heartfelt message. Best of all, you'll save 60% on all holiday cards in all styles, sizes, and stocks when you use promo code HOLIDAY60 at Vistaprint.com.
Making Christmas wishes come true from wherever you are, and having dreams delivered to your door. For some of us, that's all in a day's work. Shop the way you live, love the way you shop, and experience more wonder every day. Walmart.
If you're on Medicare, remember, the open enrollment period is here. The time to choose your Medicare coverage begins October 15th and ends December 7th. So call to enroll in a plan that could give you the benefits and stability you're looking for. An AARP Medicare Complete plan insured through United Healthcare. What makes it complete? It can combine Medicare Parts A and B, which is your hospital and doctor coverage, with Part D prescription drug coverage and more, all in one simple plan. For a low monthly premium, or in some areas, no plan premium at all. An AARP Medicare Complete plan offers you benefits like an annual physical, preventive screenings, and most immunizations all for a $0 copay. You'll also have access to a local network of doctors and much more. When you enroll in an AARP Medicare Complete plan insured through United Healthcare, your benefits could also include routine vision and hearing coverage. And with the Pharmacy Saver program, you can get prescriptions for as little as $1.50 at your local pharmacy in retail locations like these. Or pay $0 for a 90-day supply of your Tier 1 and Tier 2 drugs delivered right to your door. Now is the time to look at your options. Start getting the benefits of an AARP Medicare Complete plan insured through United Healthcare. We've been helping Medicare beneficiaries for over 30 years. We'll connect you with the right people, help schedule your appointments, and new this year, you can earn rewards for making healthy choices with Renew by United Healthcare. Remember, Medicare open enrollment ends December 7th. Call United Healthcare today about an AARP Medicare Complete plan. You can even enroll right over the phone or visit us online. Don't wait. Call now.
I'm Mike Bettis. That's Sarah. Hi. Welcome to the set of a brand new show, Weather Underground. There'll be experts, bloggers, the smartest weather minds in the business on every screen you have 24 hours a day. Geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 71. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 81. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds. Low 72. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by Maglite Flashlights.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls. Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
What do you say we take a moment and soak up the sun? This was the International Sand Art Competition in Key West, Florida over the weekend. Absolutely perfect weather as those sculptors created 7-foot-tall works of art. So just remember this sunny beach video as we show you a live look at Sioux City, Iowa. Wait for it.
We went from 81 degrees in the Key West right now to 34 in Sioux City.
Maybe you could make some snow sculptures and make yourself feel better.
Yeah, maybe.
Not a mermaid,
maybe
no.
you can.
No. It has been snowing all day. Temperatures have been hovering right around the freezing mark. And this is from Winter Storm Delphi, a fast-moving but potent system. We've got winter storm warnings in 4 states, including Nebraska.
Fat, fluffy flakes are falling. It's November 30th, a Monday, 9 a.m., here in the Gold Coast neighborhood in Omaha, Nebraska.
Beautiful.
That was some alliteration,
yes. 3 inches of snow appears to be the average in the Omaha Council Bluffs area. There's more snow the further north you go, toward Norfolk, Nebraska, and Yankton, South Dakota. So it's still right there in the heartland, you know, where it's been all weekend. Winter Storm Delphi is still our big weather story this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Schwartz here with Alex Wilson.
And these big wet flakes are helping the snow pile up in places. Some cities could pick up a foot of snow when it's all over. Let's check in with the guy who knows all those details and actually who doesn't like Key West as much as he likes our Sioux Falls or Sioux City camera. That's winter weather expert Tom Nizzle.
Yeah, you know, listen to the gentleman that was narrating that video. He ended it by saying it's beautiful, and it is. At this time of the year, people up north are expecting this type of weather, and they look forward to the snowfall. Yes, it's difficult to drive in, but it's that change of seasons that so many of us northerners absolutely love. I'll tell you what, though, by early February, they're going to think more about those sand photos from Key West, and I probably will be, too. So let's take a quick look at what we've got now. Water vapor satellite imagery. This shows the moisture in the atmosphere, and it also shows a large-scale circulation here. We have got this really strong area of winds here called a jet streak in the atmosphere. These winds are around 90 miles an hour up at just about where the aircraft, or a little below where the aircraft fly. And what it's doing right in this area is it's enhancing the lift in the atmosphere, and that is what is producing all the snow across parts of southwestern Minnesota into parts of South Dakota. The visible satellite imagery I love because at this time of the day with low sun angles, you can actually see the shadowing of the higher clouds onto the lower clouds, and it's actually showing these taller clouds in the atmosphere that are producing all of that snow. So it's a little course in Meteorology 101 there. And then down as we look at the radar to see the actual precipitation, there's this huge conveyor belt of moisture that is coming from the warmer air back into the colder air, and that is coming out in the form of snowfall in places like Sioux Falls and down into Sioux City. And I believe we may have another video of that. Well, let's see if we can bring that up right now. And this is at the National Weather Service office, I believe, in Sioux Falls. You can see the radome there. That's the National Weather Service radar. Slow motion of beautiful snowflakes. These are clusters of hundreds of individual snow crystals, and where the temperatures are around 32 degrees, when those snow crystals fall through the atmosphere, they melt just a little bit on their edges, and then they all begin to stick together, and what you end up with are these absolutely beautiful puffs of frozen cotton that are coming down to the surface. And there is a lot more snow in the forecast here. If we take a look at the radar once again, you can see this area. There's a dry slot front in the atmosphere here that is working its way northward right now, and that is clearing out Sioux City. You'll begin to open up here and get a little break in the action. But as you go further north up toward Minneapolis going into the rush hour, we're going to probably fill back in with snowfall. This coming from southwestern Minnesota. This location here is at Beaver Creek, and it's a bridge overpass going across another highway below that. And in a lot of these bridges in Minnesota, the DOT department has some excellent equipment right within the roads themselves. There are temperature sensors, and we have an air temperature. That's what you feel outside, the air of 29 degrees right now. The road is just below 32 at 31.8, and the bridge temperature just a touch colder at 31.6. Later this evening, this bridge temperature is going to drop a lot more than the road because it'll actually be radiating heat from both the top and the bottom portion of the bridge. So be careful if you're driving over bridges and overpasses. Our computer model will move this forward in time. As we go into the rush hour here, you can see this band of snow that works its way into Minneapolis. Des Moines, you begin to break out now. The snow is over for you. And as we go overnight tonight, in places like Sioux Falls, we see the drier air working its way in. By rush hour tomorrow morning, Minneapolis, you should open up. Most of your snow should be over. The rest of the snow for the rest of the day tomorrow is going to be a little lighter variety, a few inches likely across northern and central Minnesota. There's your snow totals before it's all over. When we come back a little later, we're going to talk about how conditions may change as we get into next week for that part of the nation. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Tom. We have seen some big flakes falling across the region and west of Des Moines. That's where the flakes will be as we go through the mid-afternoon hours. Notice by 5 o'clock that drive home, you get a little bit of that wintry mix showing up. East of the city, it's rain, but by late tonight, say 10, 11, 12 o'clock, Des Moines sees a few snowflakes. By early tomorrow morning, any of that snow likely north of the city. Dave.
And of course, when it gets this cold, you have to bundle up to retain the heat that your body is generating. If you don't, you could end up suffering from hypothermia. Hypo from the Greek word under, and therm having to do with heat. So if you see or you are someone who is shivering, is numb, has some numbness and a glassy stare. Let's say you're walking along, a street person or something, having trouble. You see that, call 911 and let them know that there's somebody on the street who is suffering from hypothermia. Apathy is another symptom, impaired judgment, and of course, loss of consciousness. And once that temperature goes down in your body below 95, you could really be in bad shape, and it can get very, very scary. So what do? You call 911, or you move the person to a warm place. Don't dunk them into like a warm bath. That can be too shocking. Just remove any wet clothing. If you're wet, as you know, and it's cold, the heat just radiates off of you, evaporation, and you can freeze fast. Stay dry, stay warm, and you'll avoid hypothermia. Alex?
Thank you, Dave. Well, now to an update of breaking news that we followed live earlier today. Rescues worked to rescue a couple from Mount Jefferson in Oregon, but sadly, we've learned the husband has died from injuries he sustained when he fell into a crevasse. The wife was not hurt. The accident happened yesterday, but unfortunately helicopters couldn't find them and begin the rescue until this morning, and that's due to the difficult terrain in the area. Winds were gusty, but this area has yet to feel the impacts of our next western storm. Here's a look at fog across the west. You can see the fog kind of beginning to taper back a little bit here, but all of this is just fog holding tough over parts of the northwest. And you can see those clouds off the coast, but those lighter colors, some of that fog that's making it very tough to see much of anything across the west. We've got some showers, some snowflakes. Notice that area of low pressure, as Dr. Postel calls it, that swirly there in the atmosphere. Tomorrow, this is going to bring rain to parts of western Washington, western Oregon. Some spots could see a mix of snow and rain, or just snow, depending on your elevation. By Wednesday, plenty of areas dealing with freezing rain through parts of Oregon. By Thursday, rain all the way down south of San Francisco and up towards Seattle. We'll keep rain and snow into parts of eastern and southern Oregon and into parts of California as well. Ending late Friday, western sections of Washington, of Oregon, and that northwest corner of the state of California. These areas where you see yellow could see 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, perhaps higher amounts in some of those spots around Portland, 1 to 2 at least, possibly up to 3 inches possible. Here is Portland's 4-day forecast, I should say. The rain begins tomorrow afternoon. It sticks around Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday. Showers will remain. 7-day forecast coming up next.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 71. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of cloud. Tuesday night, a few clouds, low 72. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
V Združenih državah Amerike je vsak 5. otrok lačen. Milijoni otrok se težko učijo, ker nimajo dovolj hrane. Če so otroci prihodnost naroda, kakšno prihodnost imajo Združene države, če njeni otroci nimajo dovolj hrane za uspešno življenje? Amerika danes potrebuje našo pomoč.
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin, now available in gel tabs.
Hi, I'm Heather Cox on location with the famous Big Idaho Potato Truck.
Our truck?
It's touring across America telling people about Idaho potatoes.
Let's go, boys!
Again this year, the Big Idaho Potato Truck is traveling the country, spreading the word about heart-healthy Idaho potatoes and making donations to local charities.
Excuse me, miss. Have you seen our truck?
You just missed it.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
There's still a lot left that's worth fighting for.
Racing Extinction, a watch with the world global premiere on Discovery. Check your local listings.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Rise. It's a fast way to borrow. With cash in your account as soon as tomorrow. Helping you get back to what matters most. Visit risecredit.com today.
This is Peloton, the indoor cycling experience designed to happen in your home. Only Peloton allows you to take high-energy live and on-demand studio cycling classes without having to go anywhere. Ride live with some of the best studio cycling instructors in the country. Ride flexible with thousands of on-demand rides. Ride connected alongside riders from all around the world. This is fitness evolved. This is Peloton.
Imagine yourself exploring the mysteries of Machu Picchu, dining at the Eiffel Tower, or staying at the Fairmont Lake Louise in the Canadian Rockies. Across all 7 continents, Colette's guided tours take you places others only dream about.
I love Colette because they arrange everything for me. All I have to do is sit back and enjoy.
Marvel at iconic landmarks. Savor delicious meals. Come to know new cultures and make new friends. Along the way, enjoy immersive itineraries featuring experiences you can only find with Colette. Whether you're in the America West, discovering New Zealand, or walking on the Great Wall, you'll be traveling with one of our professional tour managers. All you have to do is embrace the adventure. To order your free brochure, call 855-713-8687. Experience the best in guided travel. 855-713-8687.
As the host of my own home improvement show, I know how difficult finding a home service pro can be. Now there's an easy way. HomeAdvisor.com. It's a free service that instantly connects you with top local service pros.
You simply just go onto their website, you enter your project, and up comes a list of people who can do the job.
They have reviews right there so that you can see what kind of work they've done in the past.
HomeAdvisor has background checks on everyone listed on the site.
Very, very easy to use. And it's free. Go to HomeAdvisor.com today.
Well, rivers are on the rise in Arkansas after days of steady rain. This is video of the Caddo River in southwest Arkansas. It was right in the zone for 6 to 8 inches of rain over the past 4 days. A few locations in the Ouachita Mountains saw upwards of 9, even 10 inches of rain. And now more rivers are on the rise, including the Ouachita River in South Arkansas. It is heading for moderate flood stage by Thursday in Camden. That is home of our producer, Peyton, Camden, Arkansas. All right, let's talk about that rain and where it's headed now. You can see that rain really draped right across the state of Tennessee, North Georgia, northern Alabama, back down into Mississippi and Louisiana, and then right through the state of North Carolina as well. Kind of a crummy day. If it's not raining, you've got the clouds across a lot of the southeast. But right here through North Carolina, you notice some steady rain showers, especially south and west of Raleigh, and then back into western North Carolina. So around Brevard up towards Waynesville, it's been a yucky day. Here's Tennessee, where you're off to a soggy start. South central parts of the state of Tennessee and approaching the Nashville area, perhaps for your late day commute. Those roads will be much wetter, so might take you a little longer to get home on this Monday. I know you hate that on a Monday, but it is what it is today. It's definitely a case of the Mondays weather-wise. Flood watches in play through parts of Tennessee, North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, North Georgia, northeast Alabama, and then getting into a little bit of southwest Virginia as well. So these are areas where the National Weather Service is concerned about that potential for flash flooding. The situation, the weather setup looks like this. We've got that warm front lifting northward, that warm, moist flow out of the south. Cold front slides through as we go through the middle part of the week, and that will trigger more rain showers as we go through tomorrow. Notice a lot of the northeast is sealing the rain, but into parts of New York and western New England, that's where we can see some of that freezing rain. So icy potential. Same for Tuesday night, mainly into Maine and north New Hampshire. The rest of the northeast has the rain, and on Wednesday, a yucky one for you, all the way from Maine down into Virginia and North Carolina with a good shot of rain right down that IE1 corridor. It is going to be a troublesome drive. Tomorrow, there's the rain into parts of the southeast, continuing to move eastward by Tuesday night and Wednesday, Dave.
And Alex, I'll tell you, the storm in the upper levels of the atmosphere that helped to set up the big icy mess over the weekend, and now snow up here and rain down here. Well, it's been sitting over the west now for 2 days. This is a satellite image put into animation of this is Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday night, and now into Monday. And the storm has just moved from where? Utah to South Dakota. Very slow moving system, but there are different aspects to it. We've got the southern branch of the jet stream, which brought all that tropical moisture to the southern plains. That's moved east, allowing these folks to dry out. And the snow that was in the west, the snow falling, has also ended. Now, notice one other thing. Look at that cold air coming southward out of eastern Canada. With the rain approaching, does that mean we get an ice storm and a snowstorm in the northeast? Well, this is what it looks like right now. Rain will overspread Pennsylvania tonight and tomorrow, and Ohio and into New England. Temperatures should be just warm enough, except in some of the interior valleys, because it start off as a little freezing rain or sleet, then over to rain. There's our snowstorm. The two of them are separated. Meanwhile, here in the middle of the country, all the snow and ice will melt or begin melting. Up at 35 on Wednesday with some sunshine in Minneapolis. And then here comes our next storm into the west. And this one will be pretty powerful too as it slams into California. We'll get some much needed rain and once again some high mountain snow as we head toward the weekend. Up next, an ice rescue you don't want to miss.
The holidays bring many challenges to the feet. By day, they must stay warm, but by night, beautiful, smoother, and ready to impress the other party animals. Dr. Scholl's DreamWalk Express Petty.
Approaching Medicare eligibility? Don't put off checking out your Medicare options until 65. Now is a good time to get the ball rolling. Medicare only covers about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is up to you. That's where AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, come in. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, they could help save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Taking informed steps really makes a difference later. That's what it means to go long. Call now and request this free decision guide and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans. All plans like these let you choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Call now and request your free decision guide and start gathering the information you need to help you go long.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Where's the rain that's happening right now as you walk out the door?
A lot of people traveling, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Because the weather impacts your day in 100 ways you see and 1,000 ways you don't. I want to make sure everybody can get an idea of what's happening here. So include us in your routine.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 71. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of cloud. Tuesday night, a few clouds, low 72. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Average work pants versus a grab-happy grizzly. Duluth Fire Hose work pants versus a grab-happy grizzly. Duluth Trading Fire Hose work pants, tougher than a grizzly's grope. Get a pair, only at DuluthTrading.com.
Growing up, we were German. We danced in a German dance group. I wore lederhosen. When I first got on Ancestry, I was really surprised that I wasn't finding all of these Germans in my tree. I decided to have my DNA tested through Ancestry DNA. The big surprise was we're not German at all. 52% of my DNA comes from Scotland and Ireland. So I traded in my lederhosen for a kilt.
Ancestry has many paths to discovering your story. Get started for free at Ancestry.com.
I'm not ready. Intel's best processor is here. So you can take this very real, very terrifying memory and edit it, share it, play it back in 4K quality.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
You do all this research on the perfect car. Gas mileage, horsepower, torque ratios. 3 spreadsheets later, you finally bring home the one. Then smash it into a tree. Your insurance company's all too happy to raise your rates. Maybe you should have done a little more research on them.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Are you in chronic pain or want to avoid surgery? At Stem Cell Centers of America, now in Boca Raton, our state-of-the-art Max Stem procedure allows us to take your body's own healing cells and move them directly to the source of your pain and discomfort, all without invasive surgery. Call now to schedule a free, no-obligation consultation with Dr. Parita.
My pain is gone.
And I have my husband back.
Discover how Stem Cell Centers of America can help you live a more active, pain-free life.
What can happen when your homeowner association switches your technology provider?
They're all sorry that they switched over.
I was disappointed when they hooked us up.
Phone is no longer available.
And the TV goes out.
You will be on hold for about an hour to 2 hours. This is normal.
Certainly a little bit more costly.
I never had the issues with Comcast.
Oh, I wish we still had Comcast.
Tonight on the Weather Channel, when nature is this dangerous, only one question matters. Oh, so you think you'd survive? All new tonight at 10, only on the Weather Channel.
Well, you can't drive through Yukon, Oklahoma without seeing broken trees and power lines, ice covering almost everything. Western and central Oklahoma was hit hard by the icy side of Winter Storm Kara over the weekend. More than an inch of ice fell and stuck. Today, it's another winter storm that has our attention. It's Winter Storm Delphi, and it's no longer an overrunning situation where we have rain overrunning the cold air at the surface, causing that ice to form on the trees, as you just saw. This is more like cold air aloft and snow developing, falling to the ground, where temperatures may be even a little bit above freezing, as they are right now in Omaha and Des Moines. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 34 with some light snow. So it's not wind, it's not ice, it's just snow. We'll get into the details here in just a couple of minutes. But it's from the same upper level low that's been sitting out over the western half of the country. It's finally pulled out into the western plains, and it's going to give you folks in Fargo and Minneapolis some headaches tomorrow morning as the snow creeps northward. There's Omaha. This snow is not sticking. We're probably done with any accumulating snow. In Des Moines, it's raining, and that will be just about it. Rain or drizzle for the rest of the day. And here we are in Minneapolis. The heavier precipitation is headed toward us. This afternoon's rush hour should be okay, but it'll be snowing at that point. Temperatures slightly above the freezing mark. It's overnight. That's when the problems are going to arise in the Twin Cities, and they'll be there to meet us when we go out on the road tomorrow. Interstate 35 and 94, of course, included. So there we have it. It's very slow moving, and the edge of the snow is going to move northward toward 94. So that's Fargo, that's St. Cloud, and Indianapolis. Here in Chicago, where we've got rain, it will stay rain. More coming up at the top of the hour as our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, joins us. Alex, over to you.
Well, a Utah woman is alive today thanks to the quick thinking and work of two strangers. The woman was trying to rescue her two dogs who fell through ice when she herself broke through the ice and into the chilly water. Nicole Vowell from KSL has the details.
She said that she's numb and she can't hang on any longer.
A Brigham City worker now being called a savior.
And I come around the corner and I seen something floating.
Thomas Braithwaite says he just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
All I could do is watch her. I couldn't go out there. I couldn't get any closer. So immediately I called 911.
I just thought, I hope that I don't fall through.
Manaway City Officer Brad Nelson shows up about 8 minutes later to help.
I knew she needed to get out, and I knew I had a piece of equipment that was pretty much her only chance.
She got it? Yeah.
She was able to grab a hold of the device, pull herself up, and we were able to pull her out.
A rescue that Officer Nelson says that was nothing short of a miracle, because usually
there's not a lot of people back here.
By chance, luck, fate, whatever you want to call it.
How did she even call?
He did. He found her.
Are you kidding me?
Thomas Braithwaite was there.
Normally my rounds are done by 8 o'clock. Decided to sleep in a little bit.
He says it's the hands of time that likely saved 3 lives because someone was there to call 911.
Had I come earlier and done my rounds and been home, she would have been dead.
No way you should have survived that.
I don't think she should be alive today. There's definitely someone watching out for her.
Fortunate, huh?
Yeah, very, very lucky.
Well, your local forecast is next. Then we're back with the latest on Winter Storm Delphi.
And later tonight on the Weather Channel, don't miss an all-new episode of So You Think You'd Survive.
This is the middle of the highway in Nevada.
Yes, we're all right as long as we don't see a car floating down them.
Like that?
As other commuters watch in horror, a minivan is dragged to the median and headed for the falls. Inside it, Lauren Miller and his wife of 46 years, Margie.
I was going down to get off into this little town. There was a flash flood coming across the road, which was totally scary. I mean, it was huge.
Lauren sees water on the road, but he doesn't realize it's in the median too.
I backed up and I thought it was fine. I put it in drive, started to go forward, but the back wheels got into that median and that water. The soil or the dirt in the median had been washed out as much as 20 feet deep.
The Miller's van is instantly pulled into the Torrent.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 71, winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 81. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds. Low 72. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.